We're back here at the Wanamaker Tulsa Arms Show doing special Curators Corners. I'm here with Phil Schreier, Senior Curator of the NRA National Firearms Museum. Phil, this place is amazing. There's firearms. We were just talking off camera how people walk around with a firearm and a sign on it, what it is for sale. I mean, there's people at tables and there's people all over the place. And we ran into David Thompson here from Broken Arrow, and he's got an interesting shotgun with some very interesting attributes. So why don't you get into it for us, Phil?
David, tell me how you came about this again first.
I was helping a lady move some stuff out of her storage facility, and she asked if I like to hunt and fish. And I said, what, do I just look the type? She said, well, I just didn't know. So she said, well, I have a shotgun, would you look at it? So I said, yeah, sure. And she said, for helping me, why don't you just take this? And I tried to pay her for it, she wouldn't have it. She said, just say thank you and have a good day. She said her ex-husband gave it to her for personal protection. And that was 6-8 years ago, and she never used it. So
personal protection.
He must not have liked her.
Here, honey.
You take something that's 8 foot long and try and swing it around the room. Oh, that's great. Well, you've got a really nice window into history on the history of the Model 12 shotgun, which was one of Winchester's finest shotguns that they made for the common market. It's a pump action, 12 gauge in this case. They made these just under 2 million of them up through 1964, and then the line of these ended, and shotgunners have been upset ever since, because it truly is one of the finest shotguns, pump-action shotguns out there. The neat thing that sets this apart from so many others is it's a takedown. You can just push this button, turn it, and the whole thing collapses. This gun has a 1.7 million serial number, which means it was made in 1959, which is typical for this bad boy that shows up, because that's right about the time period messing up a perfectly good gun with a compensator was high art. These poor things, it's a Cutts compensator, which is identical to the Cutts compensator that you find on the 1927 and 28 Tommy guns. That type of same company, same thing. It's meant to deflect the escaping gas into a direction and to keep the gun from climbing. Why you would need that on a pump action shotgun? It's not likely that you're not firing it rapidly. Adjustable choke, although this gun is factory modified, so you've got a pretty good choke on it. With the length of barrel, it certainly isn't a skeet gun. So it's something more for field hunting, a trap at the very least. But look at it. The finish is still good. You get most of the varnish here. The checkring's real nice. There hasn't been much damage to the gun whatsoever. The finish is real good on it. We've even got a factory, show everybody at home the factory original Winchester butt pad on it. Which reminds me, don't store this standing up.
No, it lays down.
Because after a couple of years, those butt pads can collapse and squish in. It's a nice gun. The compensator, value-wise, hurts it a lot. But don't get rid of it. Don't try and take it off. Don't try and fix it, because that's what the gun is. That's the way it looked in 1959. It's not the way it would have looked if the gun was made in 1925. It's the way it looked like in 1959, and it's a true chapter episode of history from the last year. Eisenhower presidency, before Bay of Pigs and things like that kind of disillusioned the whole country. This is when things were still good. And you know, it's a beautiful Winchester at the close of literally the close of an era.
Yeah, and pretty good for helping someone move.
I know. Moving a couple of things just in and out of a storage facility.
There you go. Well, thanks for coming by, and thanks for sharing this with us, and thanks for being part of the Curator's Corner. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, David.
Thank you.
Take care.